Hello everybody, this is Hybrid.
And this is White Sheep.
So there is a big announcement about a big casting for a certain movie that everyone's looking forward to. I'll let White Sheep talk mostly about it, considering he's following it way more closely than I am. So, White Sheep, I'll let you take it away.
White Sheep is gonna take it away. Alright, so basically, these two stories came out about 2 weeks apart. The first story is that Ronan the Accuser was reported by, I guess it was Joe Blow, to be the villain in Guardians of the Galaxy, like the actual main villain. And that's big news because Ronan the Accuser is he's a Kree, and if any fans of Marvel out there will know, the Kree play a really big role in the Marvel universe, specifically like all the space stuff. Not just stopping at Captain Marvel and Miss Marvel and all this stuff. They really play a huge role in the Fantastic Four, the Avengers, the Defenders. Basically anything involving space usually involves the Kree. Now, going to a little more about Ronan. Ronan is the Emperor of the Kree, and he was at one point, and he basically became an enemy of the Fantastic Four, mainly for I would say it's not for being a bad guy, but for pursuing Kree interests. It's like he did what he was supposed to do as a Kree leader, and that just led him to get in the way of Earth's heroes, basically. So, but the newest story out of Marvel is that Kevin Feige and company are pursuing Benicio Del Toro for a role in...
No, he signed.
He signed?
Yeah, for a role today.
He signed for a role today. That would firstly involve him in Guardians of the Galaxy, but also include him in many different Marvel movies. Now, this has led to some to speculate that he is Thanos. However, given the fact that he doesn't really match the body type, that's not to say that he couldn't be.
Yeah, they do mocap like they did with Mark Ruffalo.
I think what they're just gonna do for Thanos is they're gonna keep. They might not keep the guy who was him in that after credits scene, but I think you don't really need a big actor to play Thanos, because he's basically just going to be a guy in a CG suit. So, more or less, my theory is that Benicio Del Toro is Ronan the Accuser, which sort of would work a little bit better than Thanos, in my opinion, because he doesn't have to be this massive purple dude. He can be, still biggish, still got some, I guess a little bit, not CG, but a fake muscle going on, but he doesn't have to be, as imposing as Thanos does. He doesn't have to have that deep voice. He can be, he can have a Spanish voice or something like that, and they can just affect it a little bit to make it sound a little more alien. But I think this would be a much better role for Benicio Del Toro, and I really hope this is what they do.
Yeah, because I've heard a rumor that Ronan the Accuser will be a heavy presence person or character in Guardians of the Galaxy, especially since there's all this Nova Corps presence as well.
Yep.
And also, Kevin Feige did say we're going to get a female superhero movie for Phase 3. And it
Real
can't
quick,
be...
Before you get into this, Josh's theory on this is actually extremely interesting, and I did not know this before, but it does actually sort of lend itself to this theory. So, shoot.
Alright, so it will not be, I can bet my life on it, it will not be Ant, because Wasp, because Wasp will be with Ant-Man. And also, she's not that big of a character, no offense to her fans, but she's not really that big to have her own film. Now, it won't be Black Widow either, because she can't have her own film as well. At least not at this time. Her popularity isn't that high, and she's too closely connected to S.H.I.E.L.D., so anything she would do would involve S.H.I.E.L.D., and they'd just make a S.H.I.E.L.D. movie anyways. Now, the only character that a lot of fans are actually going for, and I remember in an interview, Joss Whedon did say he liked this character, is Captain Marvel, who's Carol Danvers, also known as Miss Marvel, Binary, etc. I'll just call it Carol Danvers just so people can associate.
Understand if they haven't read the new Captain Marvel.
Yeah, so anyways, how Carol Danvers gets her powers, it involves Mar-Vell and the Kree. And honestly, that would make perfect sense. I think that the way they can warp the storyline, they could easily do it where, let's say Ronan the Accuser's staff, because obviously he has a lot of energy capabilities, the energies from that, the Kree energies from that, could be what gives her powers. Or it could be Mar-Vell, like the original storyline, but I think to a degree they might leave Captain Mar-Vell out of it, maybe, or he won't have like the role we're used to him having, due to the fact that with him comes like the death of Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
And I think that since Carol Danvers is Captain Marvel currently, they might skip the whole Miss Marvel thing and just go straight to calling her Captain Marvel. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I would actually like to see that happen, because since in the most recent I guess iteration of Guardians of the Galaxy, which is actually my personal favorite. If you haven't been reading the Marvel now, Guardians of the Galaxy, it is.
Yeah, you've been reading it?
Fantastic. That's the only thing I'm keeping up on right now, because it is so damn good. But the backstory for Star-Lord is he's NASA, and Carol Danvers is Air Force, if I remember correctly. And
NASA's in Air Force, so that works
NASA
out.
is NASA and Air Force. Not NASA is it technically an Air Force? Because I believe work hand in hand a lot.
Air Force is involved with space and air.
National Aeronautics Space Administration, stuff like that. I would love to see, if not a Carol Danvers, playing a big role in Guardians of the Galaxy, I would like to see her play at least a cameo role. And I already have my own personal thoughts on who should be Carol Danvers, but I might keep that for another day. It's like, I want Alice Eve to be Carol Danvers, like, all the way. I would see that movie like 9 or 10 times. She fine.
Yeah, but it also works out really well because Joss Whedon is known for loving his strong female character roles.
He's also known for killing everyone that you love. So,
yeah,
it works out nicely.
But
he could do Captain Marvel then.
I don't remember him ever killing, like, oh, true, but I don't remember him ever killing a
strong.
Actually, that would make a lot of sense if they made a Captain Marvel movie per se, right? And it was Marvel, and then in Avengers 3, because it's been rumored Thanos will be Avengers 3, because Joss Whedon supposedly said that Thanos, he's like the big villain, the peak, and you don't want to peak too early with like Avengers 2.
Yeah.
So it could be said that Thanos will be Avengers 3, and Marvel will be like, let's say the Kree are working with Thanos or something like that. Let's say Marvel, like, he dies and everything, and the whole thing with Carol Danvers happens, and then she gets powers and ends up joining the Avengers, helping them defeat Thanos.
That would be very interesting, actually, and I would love to see that, because he did say that there were going to be some new members to the cast of Avengers.
They could introduce her easily in, Guardians of the Galaxy, like, build up her character a bit. Kind of like how they did with Coulson, where they just had like a little thing, and then from there it expanded.
What I want to see them do is have, because Peter Quill is, sort of a ladies' man. I would love to see him just be like, Carol Danvers is just some chick in bed that he calls Carol. All the fans get pissed, and then she turns out to be, Captain Marvel or Miss Marvel or both. I think that would be a fantastic turn of events.
Okay, so yeah, honestly, I don't think he's gonna be Thanos, first off, because
he doesn't really fit the type to me. That's what I was trying to say.
But here's what I'm thinking, right? With Guardians of the Galaxy, that movie, so no offense to like the team Guardians of the Galaxy, but it's not a household name. It's not Iron Man. It's not Thor. But what they have for them is getting cast members that are popular and have names.
But here's the thing. I will wager not a household name will be after 2014. I think that's actually going to be the biggest movie of the summer, 2014.
But what I'm saying is, to like build up for the movie, to get people to want to see it, they're going to want to get actors that are not only well established, but are well known for being in like good movies that people like to see. This guy is one of them.
Benicio is, a fantastic actor.
Like, no offense to Chris Pratt and everything, but a lot of people don't know Chris Pratt.
I do.
So it's like, if you have him in there, he's going to be doing interviews, he's going to be talking. There's also your like kind of overseas market to a degree gets increased a little bit because he's not like he's from not Spanish but Central American, I believe. That's kind of where his lineage is from. So like you have all of those people involved now, like the viewership and
all them people.
Yes. Anyways, though, I just think that adding his name to it builds more for the movie, and I think Guardians of the Galaxy could be in a great movie. But as great as it is, it's gonna need names to get it out there, so people will know about it. So that's all I have to say about it.
He's actually Puerto Rican.
There you go. I was close. I was right. Well, it's Central America.
It's Caribbean.
It's Central America.
I just don't know geography.
It's all Central America.
Okay.
But yeah, that's our thoughts on it. Tell us your guys' thoughts, I guess. And this is Hybrid.
And this is White Sheep.
See ya.
Adieu.